Hello and welcome to the build-up from RamsTV. Derby County are heading to Sheffield United today, looking to make it 3 wins on the spin for the first time this season. We'll look ahead to the game in a moment, but we start today with some sad news. That is the passing of former Rams manager Colin Addison, who died yesterday at the age of 85. He took charge of over 100 games at the baseball ground between 1979 and 1982. Addison also managed Newport, led Celta Vigo to promotion in Spain, and was the mastermind behind one of the most iconic moments in FA Cup history when his Hereford side upset Newcastle in the 3rd round in 1972. Our thoughts are with his family and friends. It's a busy week or so coming up in the Championship. The action got underway last night in North Wales. More on that in a moment as we start by checking on the table. Coventry City's unbeaten start to the season is over. They lost 3-2 at Wrexham last night. They'll still be top by the end of the day thanks to their superior goal difference. So Wrexham temporarily at least up into the top half. There are 8 teams all within a single victory of the playoffs at the moment. The Derby could be top half by the end of the day. They're 5 points clear of Sheffield United and the relegation zone going into the weekend. A big surprise to see the Blades and Norwich, of course, in the bottom 3 at this stage of the season. The Derby preparing for the trip to Bramall Lane today, but preparing knowing they'll be without defender Max Johnston, who limped off in the victory against Queen's Park Rangers last weekend. We can get right up to date on his condition from Derby head coach John Eustace.
Yeah, listen, it's better than what we initially thought. You know, he's going to be out between 6 and 8 weeks, I think. So, listen, it could have been a lot worse. He's going to be a miss. I think his development, the way he's been playing, he's had some good games and not so good games. But you know, his attitude has been different class, and you know, he was getting better and better. And unfortunately, he's got a little break now. And he'll come back stronger. And you know, we can't wait for him to get back.
He obviously looked pretty devastated when he went off. Is he doing okay in himself with the news?
Yeah, listen, the dressing room's fantastic. They've got right behind him. You know, the medical staff are really supportive of him as well. So it's part and parcel of his journey. Again, you know, I think he's come from a level that isn't the same as the Championship. You know, he's come from probably the top team in Austria, where they have a lot of possession and they dominate games, and we've probably asked him to do more than what he's been used to. So, you know, I've been really happy with his progression, and we've got a really good, young, exciting top player there, and you know, he'll have a little break now, and he'll come back stronger.
Better news for Owen Beck, who's been back in full training. How long will he need until he's in contention?
Well, it's down to the medical staff really, and Owen. You know, he's trained now 3 or 4 days fully, which has been fantastic. We're hoping to give him a bit of game time next week at some point, and we'll just take it from there. It's important that we don't rush him. He's had a couple of really serious hamstring injuries, and you know, I know when Owen's back, he's going to be a really top performer for the team and a really important part of the squad. So it's important we don't rush him, but we do want Owen to come back fully confident, and I'm sure he will be.
Any other major updates for us?
No, nothing else. Everyone, you know, is pretty rested and ready to go. Obviously, we had a really tough 3-game week last week. We've managed to do some good work this week on the pitch, so you know, the squad's in good shape.
I know you are always on an even keel, never get too high, never get too low. But has there been a slightly different feel around the place this week after back-to-back wins?
I think when you win games, of course, it breeds confidence. You know, the group are very confident. You know, I said that there'll be bumps in the road, you know, and we've certainly had that up to now, but we've always maintained a really good attitude. The group is fantastic to work with. The boys are here to help build the football club, as which we all are, and we know, you know, if we keep believing in the process and believing in what we're doing, then you know, we're going to grow and get better throughout the season.
You mentioned already, busy week last week, busy week coming up as well. How valuable have these few days been this week? Has it just been about rest, or has it been about work as well?
Yeah, a bit of both really. There's some players that needed a little bit of time off feet after the efforts they put in, but also we've been able to do some really good positive work, you know, with the team as well. So it's been a good mix.
And you go to Sheffield United to start another busy week on Saturday. Playoff finalists not so long ago. What have you made of them so far?
See, they've had a slow start, but they've got a fantastic squad of players there. You know, got a top manager who knows the level inside out. Has been very successful. So we know it's going to be a really difficult game, and you know, it's a game that we're really looking forward to.
That's Derby boss John Eustace, who doesn't have a great record against Sheffield United, but he's never faced Chris Wilder at Bramall Lane before. And what a 6 months it's been for the Blades boss. After seeing his side lose the playoff final back in May, he left the club weeks later, only to return just 89 days on after United made a disastrous start to the new season. They're trying to recover from the worst start in club history after losing their opening 6 games. They do have a couple of wins on the board now. Oh, and in 7 matches against Derby, Wilder has only lost once.
I always enjoy the games against Derby County. It's got obviously the local derby is the local derby, and there was one last season that was a county derby. But I always think this is a really edgy game and a tough game, and a game that I really enjoy. We always fell out at their place; they always fell out at our place. I think it's a big club. I think you see the size of these clubs in the Championship. One of the first games when we got back into the Championship was against Derby County. I think we remember winning 2-0, and Sharpie scored from the halfway line and own goal first half, and it was a great game, one of the games of the season early on in the season, and they were a team that was always trying to get out of the division, always in the playoffs. I think that I don't know if they lost in the playoff final that season or whatever, or the season before, but they're a big club in the division. So I think they've realised how hard it's been as well, having to drop out of the division and then come back. Obviously had the points deduction through going into administration or whatever that was, and they come fighting back. I think they've got a really good manager. John did a fabulous job last season in terms of keeping them in the division. They signed some really good players in the summer. They've been competitive all season. They've had 2 wins on the bounce, and they'll want to make it 3 wins on the bounce. You know, from a tactical point of view, they give the ball up a little bit, but they're solid defensively, and they try and hit you on the counter, and they do it very, very effectively. So it's one that we have to overcome. But I like the place that we're in at the moment. John will like the place that they're in the moment, with 2 wins and the points total they've got at the start of the season, and we're trying to improve our points total. But it should be a good game. I think it'd be quite cagey at times. We're going to have to be patient at times. We're going to have to take our chances, but we're creating chances. I really like the way that we attacked in both halves at Preston, whether we were going for it at the start, trying to get his noses in front and extend that lead, or even trying to get back into the game and play some decent stuff. And we're going to have to play well tomorrow. But it's always a big game against a big club.
That's the Sheffield United boss, Chris Wilder. Now, Derby not only going for 3 wins in a row today, they're going for 3 clean sheets in a row as well. Defender Dion Sanderson has played a massive part for the Rams since signing on loan from Birmingham on the eve of this new season. He says there has been a little more spring in everyone's step at Moor Farm since picking up those first home wins of the season last week.
Of course, it's what we was looking for a while. I think I've mentioned plenty of times about making Pride Park an horrible place to come, and you know, I think them 2 games is something that we can build on. So yeah, it was good at the time, but then straight away was looking forward to Sheffield United.
What was that first Pride Park win like for you and a few of your teammates to experience?
For myself, it was great. You know, I've been searching for it since the start of the season. You know, I speak on giving back to the fans. I thought the atmosphere was incredible. So yeah, it was great, and obviously for the team, like, everyone's buzzing. Spirits around the camp and training has been much better. So it's baby steps to where we want to be, but it's a great start.
After you get the first win over Norwich, do things immediately feel different when you arrive at Pride Park on Saturday for the QPR game?
Yes and no. I think there's a bit of both, really. Obviously there's that momentum we want to build as well, but it was more just we've been very strong in our structure and our shape. Yes, we can be better on the ball, of course, everyone knows that, the lads know that. But I think just doing the basics well, we've done that pretty much for most games that we've played, and it's a shame that we haven't got the results, but the last 2 wins, I think it's been very important for us, and especially the QPR game. I thought how we started that game, the first half on the ball, it shows the quality that we have in the team and we can make things happen, so yeah, it's all exciting.
Just on the shape, you've gone to the back three for the past game and a half now. Talk to me a bit about the demands that puts on you, that different role slightly.
There's more of a responsibility really, obviously, when you have that extra body at the back and then you've got balls flying in the box, and you know one of us is going to be spare most of the time, so it's important just like snuffing out danger really. Obviously it helps when you've got Clark and Langas, so I think I've been incredible either side of me, but yeah, it's nothing that I'm not used to, you know, back four, back three, it doesn't really bother me, but yeah, credit to the lads, I thought they was top.
We spoke last time about your burgeoning relationship with Matt Clark, and then Sondre's come in and slotted us as if he's been there all season as well.
Yeah, well, it's funny, it makes me laugh just thinking about him, he's a funny character, but yeah, it's been incredible, and long may it continue. I hope he really cracks on. I think he deserves it after what he's been through, and yeah, I couldn't ask for a better start for him.
Who's happier with clean sheets, you or him?
Him, you know, you hear my fears after the game, it's like, clean sheet. But no, he makes me laugh. It's a great character to have around the building, so yeah. I
always ask about teammates and sort of how people relate and fit in. What's your role in the dressing room? What are you like in there?
Quite lively, like to be a class clown at times, but I take my work serious at the same time. But yeah, I like to just make sure everyone's okay, everyone's, you know, the mood's really high. And yeah, but when it comes to training, serious face, off the pitch, can have a laugh and a joke, and that's more me. And
is that how you've always been coming through?
That's how I've been at every club. Yeah, I like to keep the boys happy, should I say, entertain them.
And I saw the bowl cap Instagram of the captain when it was his birthday a couple of weeks ago. Yep. Everyone's a target for you, right?
Exactly. To be fair, I don't mind it, so yeah, may it continue, I guess.
Last week was a busy one. This week coming up's a busy one as well. Was it nice to get a bit of a breather this week?
I was ready to go again. You know, but yeah, I guess I think when after back off 2 wins, it's important to, you know, have that time away and look at the things that we've done well and get ready, get focused for another 2 big games. So.
Yeah, it starts with Sheffield United on Saturday, a side you've scored against before. How are you all feeling coming into this one?
Exciting, definitely exciting. Like I said, back off 2 wins. I feel like we've got good momentum now. Training's been really good, so yeah, the boys are up for it.
There he is, Dion Sanderson. It's a busy day in the Championship. 11 matches in all. Sheffield Wednesday among the teams in action at lunchtime away at West Brom, while under pressure Liam Manning's Norwich host Hull. Could be a decisive day for him there. Elsewhere at 3, Millwall visit Oxford, Bristol City go to Stoke, and Watford host second place Middlesbrough. And at Bramall Lane, Derby County will look to make it 3 wins in a row for the first time this season as they take on Sheffield United. You can watch this one on RamsTV. We're available everywhere outside the UK, so get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk, and we'll see you for Matchday Live at 2:30. Goodbye.